Hey guys, so here we are. We just got into April now, and the coronavirus fun is continuing, the non-stop party that is the coronavirus. Once again, I just want to thank everybody. The vast majority of you have been able to stick with us, and we've actually gotten a lot of emails, and I've gotten a lot of hits on Facebook, asking how we're doing. And us, we're doing fine. Like everybody, we're working hard. Between little house projects, the honey-do list, and then also some of the distance learning things, which I want to take some time today and talk about with you guys, and get a little feedback from you. So we're going to get into that presently. This is for everybody, and this is more of a question. So I'm sending this as a link in an email, but then I'm also going to send another link for a brief little survey with two, 3 questions. I'm not going to eat up a lot of your time. Basically, it's just this. Some schools are doing, live classes, either through different apps and whatnot, where the instructor sits down and goes over things with the group. Now, a lot of those same schools that do that, good for them. That's awesome. But the thing of it is they don't have the online resources that we've already spent, a couple of years putting together for you guys. But I know that some people maybe feel like it'd be nice to have that interaction. Well, it's not like I have a bunch of other things I'm doing. I am more than happy to do that. I don't know and can't tell, have no way of gauging what you guys want. So if you want me to put together a couple of spots for live classes, be happy to do it. What I need to know is there a lot of call for it? If it's 2 or 3 people, I may still do it, but if it's a lot of people, then I may have to send out another thing. Okay, what times are going to be convenient? Right, I can't do everything at 2 o'clock and 6 o'clock, which I think is probably convenient for most people. So there'll be some of that. But what I'm sending out with this is, do you want those classes, the real-time classes, and then also what medium, Facebook or YouTube or Zoom, or there's a lot of different apps, and you guys just let me know what you think's appropriate, and basically what you guys want, I'm going to do my best to deliver that. So the first thing I wanted to go over was that the vast majority of you guys are still paying us regular tuition. Now we're in this new month. There's some concern I'm getting from people of, hey, I'm paying you for the next month and the school's closed. And I understand that, and we've thought about it and talked to some other school owners and came up with, I think, a way to make everybody happy. And what I want to do is whenever this is done and we open back up, when the state allows us to open back up, what we want to do is over those next 10 months, we want to take whatever tuition has been paid and we want to give that as a reduction over those 10 months. So what that'll do is at the end of those 10 months, whatever you paid us, it'll be deducted. So you won't be paying for any time that you weren't getting mat access, the access to the actual facility. Now, if you have to pause, again, it's okay. Let us know. We'll pause it. However, if everybody pauses, there won't be a school. So I want to try to find a way to make everybody happy. Just like we're trying to flatten the curve by everybody staying home, we need to kind of flatten our curve of how many people are going in and out, and so we can spread it out over those 10 months. It's going to make it easier for us to stay open, and it might be lean for a bit, but that's okay. If I got to choose between the school being lean and the school being closed, we'll go lean. That's no problem at all. Okay, so the next thing I wanted to go over with you guys is that we've been working on a distance learning program. Now, oddly enough, this is something I've been thinking about for over the past year, and we had already been taking some steps to slowly set that up. Now, obviously, with all this free time, me and the instructing staff, all of us have been working to get those classes together, and I've been giving myself a crash course on some updated editing, as I've been doing all the video editing for those classes. So what we started to do is to get those lessons worked out and recorded. The lesson plan is already in place. I wrote that years ago, and all the instructing staff have a copy of that manual. So what we're doing now is recording those lessons and editing them together, and that takes a little bit longer than you might think. We have gotten all level 1 rotation B, which is the current rotation. Those are finished. Thanks again, Meg. We have a few of the others done. After I'm done this video, I'm actually going to begin working on those myself and start cranking some of those out for you guys and getting those lessons out to you. We're going to try to shoot for a minimum of 2 a week. I think we can do better than that, and that includes black belts and Kendo. So we're going to get lessons out to all of you guys, and just to keep things rolling and keep everybody moving along. Now, since it looks like most of April we're going to probably have to keep the doors closed, I think Governor Hogan's going to probably keep everything shut up at least through the end of April. So what I want to do is go ahead and taking stripes. So you're going to be able to submit video recordings of stripes on April 20th. So on the 20th, I think that's enough time since the last test, and be enough time for everybody. I know I should have all the lessons out by then at the latest, so everybody should be able to look at their forms, their sparring skills, and their general strikes, kicks and whatnot, and be able to assemble that information, take and absorb it, practice it, and then have somebody in the family take some video of you doing it. And then what I'll do is get all that information together. I'll go through it over the week of the 20th and then get that back to everybody. We'll be able to keep track of who has what stripe and get that to you. If for some reason you submit and you don't get the stripe, that's okay. What that'll give me a chance to do is to give you the feedback that you need to let you know, okay, here's what you need to clean up, here's what you need to work on. Okay, now with that, it's possible, although I hope it's not the case, that this may even go into May. If that's the case, the last belt test, we had some people who were scheduled for makeups, and they weren't able to come in and make them up. So we had decided, it's something I, again, was thinking about at this learning program for some time, to go ahead and let them submit their testing through just video recording. And oddly enough, some of those students are oftentimes ones that are a little terrified during the testing process. But what happened was then they recorded their videos. If there was a problem, then they re-recorded it, and they re-recorded it, and they re-recorded it. And so in that video submitting process, until they got it to where they were happy, they naturally got their practice in. And so if push comes to shove, we get into May and things are still jammed up, we're going to be able to still credit you for the tuition like we said earlier, but then we'll also be able to go ahead and take virtual testing at that time. I don't see this going so far in that it's going to be July. I think there's going to be larger problems if things go that long. So it should only be one belt test, and I know there won't be a sparring element for the Taekwondo people, but I feel like of the 11 tests, if we have one test that doesn't have sparring, I think we'll be okay. The big thing will be forms, sparring skills, and your strikes. And obviously behavior, mom and dad are going to be able to be a good indicator if your behavior is on point or not. Okay, now current black belts, and you guys might feel a little bit ignored. Please don't feel that way. I've just got more color belts that I have to take care of. I've got those guys started to get them sorted out. You may have noticed in your app that you saw a new section open up that had black belt studies and black belt classes. We got one in there. Master McFarland got one done for me. I got it edited and put it up there. And I've seen you guys have already started to hit that and looking at it pretty consistently. Fantastic. So make sure you're practicing that. We're going to start getting more of that content out to you guys. There's a lot of black belt techniques that we got to get done, but I think this would be good for everybody to go ahead and have that up for you. So we're going to get that to you. Again, I'm going to try to keep to a pace of 2 a week. That's pretty aggressive, but I think we can do it. The staff is interested and eager to do it as well, and I think everybody's just tired of sitting around at home and they want to just get busy. So we're going to do our thing and make sure we get that to you. Try to get you at least 2 classes a week. It'll probably be like a form class and a sparring skills class. Excuse me. The Hapkido classes, I can't film any more of those because I'd have to get together with another person, and I don't feel like throwing Miss Kayla around the house. So. Now, black belt testing, it's going to obviously need to be rescheduled. Now, some of you have paid us for the black belt test, and with that, I should go ahead and mention the CPR class we had scheduled. So, no problems. If you paid us for that test, no biggie. It's not like that money's just going to go away. Whenever all this craziness clears up, we'll reschedule the black belt test and then we'll do it for our Taekwondo people. For the CPR people, same exact thing. We'll reschedule that. I've already talked to the CPR instructor, Tim, about, well, you know, how we want to go about it. And his opinion was the same as mine. Let's just see how things work out, see when things clear up, and then when everything opens back up, we can just find an open Saturday, get everybody together and do that CPR class. Now, going back to the black belts, if you haven't gotten your paper into me, if you haven't gotten in any of those things, it might be a good idea to go ahead and do that. You have the time. So remember, for first degrees, you should already have that packet. First degrees, you're basically just giving me a narrative essay on how it was, you know, getting up to that black belt. Now, assuming that it's safe enough and if all the families are good with it, you can go ahead and get in that run as well and submit that information to me. If you're on a treadmill, take a picture of the treadmill records. If you're running out and about, remember 6 feet away from other people, but outside of that, you can go ahead and take a phone with you and an app. Again, you know, if you're a younger person, check it out with your folks, make sure they're cool with that, make sure they know what's up. You know, above all things, of course, be safe during this time with the viral thing that's going on. Okay, we're also going to be doing, I'm going to shoot for at least 1, possibly 2 classes for the Little Dragons. Initially, I was just going to make sure that everybody was doing the Gracie the Gracie Jiu-Jitsu curriculum, but I'm seeing this is going to take a little bit longer. So I think we can go ahead and arrange some classes. Obviously, parents are going to need to be involved in this one, and just working with the kids to help them to tighten up their Taekwondo skills and to have a lot of fun and not be too bored or too scared during this time. So we'll get that stuff out to you probably over the weekend on that one. That one's kind of on the back burner because we already do have that Gracie Jiu-Jitsu stuff up for you. If for some reason you don't have access to it though, please get in touch with us. This stuff is fantastic, and I really encourage parents to do that with the kids when you get a second to really sit down and do that. Speaking of Gracie Jiu-Jitsu, my Jiu-Jitsu guys and girls, awesome. You know, Henry and Huron have been doing those Saturday Jiu-Jitsu classes for everybody. I've been checking those out and picking up lots of cool stuff. And then, as always, you know, all the Jiu-Jitsu curriculum's up as well. So you guys shouldn't be in too rough a shape. You may or may not have caught on to this, but the Gracie's also opened up another section called Fit-Jitsu. It's just a bunch of solo drills and things. It's sort of like a core and no body weight workout that has the different jiu-jitsu positions in it. And that's actually something I was like kind of looking at and just checking it out, but now with all this free time, I think it might be something that I get into. I've just been doing distance running myself and I don't have a weight set at home and obviously not going to the gym. We're kind of, you know, push-ups are fine and all that, but you know, I want to do some other stuff again, so I might check that out just to keep life interesting. So I encourage you to do that. That's still part of the Gracie Jiu-Jitsu thing. They did just open that up for everyone who's affiliated with the CTC presently. So guys, check that out. I think it's going to be really good. Last but not least, Kendo. So what I want to go with you guys is we're going to also be releasing 2 classes a week for you. We're going to be doing classes with Waza application. I'm also going to go into some equipment maintenance, how to maintain your uniform, tying the equipment. I know a lot of those lessons are already up, but I want to look at them again and maybe go into a little bit more detail since I had the time to do it. Sit down and do that for you. I may also go ahead and do some things going over the kata and what the details are of the kata and how that works and can be applied into your sparring. So, but I think if you guys are, you know, for Kendo, what I always say is when in doubt, suburi. You know, you just practicing good clean strikes, good clean centered strikes, and all the different types of saburi are really going to help you to clean up the attacks, and you can't do that stuff too much. So it's a lot of stuff, I know. Thanks for being attentive and getting through to the end of this video. Weird time, right? We'll get to the end of this stuff. It's definitely a little crazy right now. A little bit scary, not too bad though. Jiu-Jitsu people, Kendo people, and Taekwondo people too. You know how it is. Sometimes there's a lot of pressure. Sometimes things are awkward, and we have to see our way through that awkwardness to find a better spot. So we're kind of at the bottom of the fight. So I think the reason why I said Jiu-Jitsu is because a lot of times when Jiu-Jitsu classes get tough, we hear the people at the bottom of the fight always yell, "Embrace the suck." So ladies and gentlemen, we have to just embrace the suck. There's no way around this. So let's just keep working together. Again, thanks for being part of the community, being part of the school. Let me know what I could do to keep things interesting for you guys, keep you guys engaged. We're going to try to do our best to take care of you guys, as you guys are taking care of us. And yeah, we'll just see when all this stuff starts to make sense again, guys. Hang in there.